Well, hi there, everyone. It's Christy, and I am really happy to be joined tonight by Kevin Logan. Say hi, Kevin.
Hello, everybody. It's me.
Sounds like we have a little bit of a delay too, but this isn't really a scheduled hangout in terms of like having a topic or a theme. Instead, I invited Kevin to do a hangout so he could help me develop rules for bearing bingo. So that's what we're going to be doing for this evening. And to start it off, I guess you should move first. Sorry, go over and share the screen. So do the technical stuff
Yes,
first.
we should
Let's see
we should
that.
do that first. Whoa, a big face. It's
Okay, now small face.
yes, a very good band from the 60s and 70s there, by the way. Um, what? Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, what are the rules, Christy? Inform the world.
Well, yeah, I have some ideas for the for what we could do, but they're kind of fast and loose, and they might change because this is our we're testing the game out and how the rules work. So we're beta male testing it.
There we go. There's there's
Uh,
the there's the hook, everyone.
There's the wit you came for. And
Exactly.
we've we've got the bingo cards. We have bearings videos, and we have some beginning ideas on how it would work. So my thought is that to play bearing bingo, you go to Bearings channel and you watch a bearing video. And over the course of the video, you're looking for whether or not he does something that fits into a category that's on the card. If so, you get to
Yes.
cross that off and claim that. And of course, if you get the traditional bingo of diagonals or straight lines or, well, four corners in a free space, then you get bearing bingo. I don't have any prizes because it's just testing, but that's the basic premise.
I presume once the big advertisers come in, there'll be $1 million prizes and all sorts involved.
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine,
And
and this will be
annual
like this will be live
competition.
on TV, so it'll be fine.
Yes. And, also, competitions where people come and gather by the thousands to play bearing bingo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, one day this will be held in stadiums, definitely.
All right. One of the things that we talked about a little bit off air when I was explaining the basic premise to Kevin, which I've just explained to you, is that obviously if you go through and you choose which video you're going to watch, there might enter in some element of bias. So my proposal is one of the people, tonight's going to be me, will close their eyes, put the mouse on the screen, move it around, stop, open it, open their eyes, not it, open their eyes, make sure it's on a video and not on shutting down the hangout or something else accidental. And as long as it doesn't have two disqualifying conditions, you watch that video. The two disqualifying conditions are one, for YouTubers like us, if it's a video about ourselves, we don't have to watch it. If we don't want to, we can choose to watch it, it's fine. But it's also, you might be distracted watching a video of yourself, not playing the game, right?
Exactly.
So
Well,
we want to make sure.
especially in my case because I'm just so damn beautiful. I couldn't watch a video of
Right?
myself. That'd be ridiculous.
You're like, who's that sexy guy?
Well, I can see one of me and Roland's, and quite frankly, I'm on the verge of coming already. It's ridiculous.
The other thing is if it's not like a typical bearing video, I know he's got a video out there about like how to improve your audio or something. And obviously that's not the kind of thing you're gonna get
Well, that would
immediate
be
from the
brilliant
card.
if that would be absolutely fantastic if you went into that and there was still like sexist slurs in the video about audio. Yeah, don't be
Yeah,
a retard. Use Audacity. Yeah.
and that'll be like the
Ah,
bonus, the Champions League version. If you can get squeak out five out of that in a
exactly.
row. Yeah, and I think that's really about it. So before we start, Kevin, do you have any other ideas or suggestions or thoughts on the game?
Not on the game so much, just on the pointlessness of life, really. Like that, just a sense of depression and ennui. That's all. I don't know if that's the thoughts you were after, but that's the thoughts that are in my fucking head. So
So yes, it's rather more existential rather than on the game at hand.
yeah, 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 exactly. Well, to be honest, it's depressing that I'm looking at bearing videos on a Saturday night instead of enjoying my life.
That's
So
true.
there's that. There's that.
But how often do you get to do beta male testing?
Well, exactly, and how appropriate because I am the ultimate beta. So
All right, so I think that because I'm going to have to do the work of going around to see which of the videos we're going to watch, you have to do like a drum roll, and I will stop when you tell me when you stop the drum roll.
Okay.
What did I stop on? I can't find my
You
mouse.
stopped
Oh,
on bearing the
bearing
video.
video game is here, but it's got my picture on it.
There's going to be quite a few of those. So should we start again?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna first time. Maybe if it's like 7 or 8, because there's so many fucking ones about me. Then I'll try to find
Yeah.
an area where it's not so Christy laden. Okay. I like that. I like the drum roll you did. It was very Wheel of Fortune, like slowing
Yeah.
down.
Exactly. Well, I'm doing a kind of hand bongo version of the drum roll. I think the
All
kind of
right.
hippie drum roll.
Okay, here we go. All right, there. Okay, discussing dropped moon rocks with Brianna Wu.
Okay. Well, firstly, that wasn't a particular. I have to say, that wasn't for bearing anyway. That wasn't a particularly. What was the one? He did it. What's it called? Something about the fucking thumbnail. Was the
Right, it
thumbnail?
wasn't. No, and there wasn't an insult in the title. I don't think either. At least
No.
not obviously, unless he gives moon rocks a secondary meaning in the course of the video, in which case we will have to revisit it.
There could absolutely be some sort of. That's possible.
I think so. All right, here we go.
But for now,
Welcome back
those
to
two.
the show. I'm here with transgender activist and Democratic candidate for Congress, Brianna Wu. Tonight, Brianna.
Absolutely.
You've been very vocal this week about your concern for people dropping rocks off the moon and the devastating impact when dropped to the Earth from the moon.
So I've been speaking out as much as I can about that.
I feel embarrassed to say this, but I always thought the moon had its own gravitational pull, which would make it impossible to drop something from the moon to Earth. How long has science known about the moon's complete lack of gravity?
For a long, long, long time.
I think you get a square for misrepresenting there. I'm getting the impression that he's not really representing her views accurately.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm also tempted to go with lame joke anticipating what she said.
Yeah, I think actually they're both valid in this case.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna be putting a square on for that for mine. If I can grab it.
Well, I'm doing circles because I'm a fucking rebel.
All right.
Not that anyone can see that that's what I'm doing because my one isn't being shared yet. But there you go. And not that it really matters because we're basically agreeing on the fucking thing.
Yeah, but you have a different card from me, so we'll see if you get bingo before me.
How does that work? I don't know. I don't know.
Our cards are different.
Are they?
Yeah. There's quite a lot that are the same, but there are things that I have that you don't have.
Oh, so I didn't realise that. I thought we had the same. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's like
Makes
proper
more sense
bingo.
then.
Yeah, because I'm just imagining it from my perspective because I do a really shit series called Racist Denial Bingo, which is the same fucking card every time. So there you go.
Yep, fair enough. And I actually didn't mention that. Yeah, we have different cards. So okay.
Yeah, because I've got fat, retard, and cunt on the same line on mine, so that should be fun.
Right. Okay, so we'll get back to the video then.
Yes.
Really? Are we talking decades or centuries?
It's a phenomenon that's been going on for basically 2 years now.
Right. So this has only been occurring for 2 years.
Absolutely.
Fascinating stuff. So approximately when did you start to concern yourself with these issues?
I've been thinking about these issues for years.
Yeah, but it can't be more than 2 years because the moon's only been without gravity for 2 years.
It is beyond obvious that these two things are connected.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Brianna, let's talk for a moment about the.
I think our silence is telling. We're not laughing at any of this.
Because it's not funny. I mean, he's just a ball-achingly unfunny human being.
I didn't expect when we played bingo, I'd be laughing at the videos rather than at the game.
Oh, I'm much more interested in the game because now I know we've got different cards. I want to fucking win.
No, see, I don't watch a lot of Bearing's content, and so I'm watching this, for the first time, listening, and I'm like, what the?
Oh,
Anyway,
well,
so
I watch quite a lot of his stuff, and it's just trash. I mean, I did the research for his Descent of Manosphere episode, and oh my god, I just thought I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to swear too much. I promise myself I'm going to stop swearing so much on internet. But watching Bearing videos will undoubtedly test that resolve.
Right. Okay, well, this one's a short one. It's I think we're about more than halfway through, so let's keep going.
The possible impact just one little rock being dropped from the moon could have on the Earth. Yourself, as well as other leading moon scientists, have said it could have the impact of a
Giant bomb.
giant bomb.
Giant bomb.
Fuck.
But it was much closer.
What was much closer? The moon?
No. Oh my God. This is the most ridiculous thing on the entire planet.
But the moon isn't on the planet. The moon is on the moon.
It's just simply not factual to conclude otherwise.
But didn't you just conclude otherwise?
Absolutely. I have to tell you, I feel like this is kind of a hit piece that you're doing on me right now, to be honest.
Oh, most definitely.
Most of what you've asked here has been very aggressive.
And most of what you've answered here has been utterly fucking insane.
I have no idea what I just watched.
That was nonsense. Because the thing is, what Brianna Wu said about dropping rocks and all that was fucking stupid. So there was no need to cut it up like that. That was so pointless.
I didn't see the part where she actually talked about the rocks. Like I did that part not.
He didn't put it in for some reason, but she did. She said some crazy shit about dropping rocks from the moon, and it was nonsense. It was just a crazy person saying a crazy thing. And I don't know what we just watched. I feel like we're owed that. Yeah, well, I think we're owed that 5 minutes of time by Bearing. To be honest, I feel like he stole that from our lives.
I don't understand. If you don't have the context, she could have been talking about anything based on her responses. So I didn't know what that was about. All right.
Yeah.
So I have to load some more here. Nice diversity. All right. So you're up. You have 2 and I have 1, and I've got my edited one waiting to go. But you're winning so far.
I am. which just shows that men are better at bingo. Clearly.
Yes.
I think that's what we've learned so far, because we've certainly not learned anything from fucking Bearing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or even about moon rocks being dropped.
No, even about moon rocks, or anything to do with what Brianna Wu actually fucking said. So basically, anything we could have learned, we haven't learned. Brilliant. Right.
All right.
Where the fuck are you?
Oh, here we go. Oh, trans woman wins female lifting competition by 20 kilograms, and it's got a girl power, but it's not insulting anybody in particular, and there's no
unflattering. Wow, there you go. We found 2 in a row that. Oh yeah, that's unusual. Especially because usually it's when it's about transsexual or transgender people, he decides to go on about chicks with dicks and all sorts. So
yeah, then at least 2 of them.
Let's be open-minded. Let's say he might have turned over a new leaf, and that he might not be the absolute scumbag he once was. Let's see.
Right. Here we go.
Kiwi Laurel Hubbard smashed the competition, as you've already heard, at her first international weightlifting competition in Melbourne last night. Laurel was born Gavin and made the transition to become a female in her 30s. She won the competition by a whopping 19 kilograms.
Doesn't seem right, does it? So this Kiwi weightlifter, Gavin Hubbard, decided to transition and become a woman in his 30s, and as a woman, wins the weightlifting world championship.
I was wrong. He's still a scumbag. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
by
Does that
almost
count
20
as
kilograms.
the fact that he's misgendering this woman? Does that count as
Oh yeah.
homophobic slur?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. Yep.
Okay.
It does. There we go.
There we go. Ding.
Paste in for me and then moving on.
Sparing, don't
Yeah.
lie, mate.
No, I'm serious, Kev. And it all seems to be above board.
What?
Whoa! That was you!
When did that happen? What?
I'll go back. I'll go back.
I was looking at my card. Go on.
Lifter Gavin Hubbard decided to transition and become a woman in his 30s, and as a woman, wins the weightlifting world championship by almost 20 kilograms.
Sparing, don't lie, mate.
No, I'm serious, Kev. And it all seems to be above board.
Okay, fair enough.
He has to. This is how he can win disagreeing with you, is by placing you into his videos.
Wow, yeah. And the thing is, you could do so much better with my videos because I say some absolutely atrocious shit that you could take out of context, and he's just taken a bit out of context where I actually called him on something he did lie about. There you go.
You just wanted to be contrarian.
Yeah, clearly.
You know, I should probably have a YouTube edition where you get a space for somebody that you personally know, or the channel you watch, is on there, or you're on there. That should be like an extra free space or something.
Yeah.
Right, back to the video.
2. In 2015, the IOC updated its policy with regard to transgender competitors. And get this, there's only 2 conditions that must be met in order to compete as a woman. You've got to say that you're a woman, and your testosterone levels need to be below a certain level. You don't even need to have your old fella chopped off. That's entirely laudable. Shut up, Phil. As you can imagine,
Boy, somebody really needs to have a safe space in order to have a conversation with people.
Yeah. It really is. Like, he's got... It's like the equivalent of having puppets with our faces on them, and then he's kind of going out the corner of his mouth, yeah, Baron, we agree with you. It's embarrassing.
At least anti-social media plays Baron.
Yeah, exactly. With arguably a worse Aussie accent than my French accent. Yeah, that's right, ASM. I'm coming after you, motherfucker. Make me into a puby potato.
The idea of smelt pubic hair, though, I did really laugh out loud at that. Anyway, check out Anti-Social Media's channel, since we're doing a shout out already to him, by clicking on the eye in the top right hand corner, because I'll put a link to his channel there. He's done me so many favors.
He's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so getting back to the video.
Some of the competitors at the championship weren't too impressed with the situation.
We all deserve the right to be, on an even playing field, and I just feel that if it's not even, then why would you?
Laurel has passed all of those tests over the last 12 months. Therefore, she is completely entitled, I believe, to compete. And anybody who says otherwise is either being, I think, very prejudiced, which is the main thing I would imagine, or just jealous of the fact that maybe this woman's come along and she's better than the female competitors.
She's better by a long way.
Nice Freudian slip there, buddy.
This woman has come along and she's better than the female competitors.
What do you mean better than the female competitors? Surely you meant to say better than the other female competitors.
Oh, I think we get a hypocrisy score there, because of course he misgendered, and now he's pretending, obviously faux outrage. So
yeah.
Oh, I've got 2 in a row.
Well, I just got 3. Got 3 in a row.
Ah!
So there.
Can you show?
Oh, actually, hang on.
Screen?
I've got 4 because he did slow motion, then, didn't he? He slowed the man down.
He did. Oh, nicely caught. Yeah, I get that too. But
Yeah.
you've got 4 in a row. Fuck, man, you're gonna get it before me.
Yeah, I only need slippery slope fallacy, and I've got a line.
Oh no! And it's a perfect video for a slippery slope argument.
I'm waiting for it until he says, well, what about if Mike Tyson runs in the fucking race or something, and I've won.
Then you will have won. All right, so that's really tense, you guys. I didn't realize there'd be so much tension watching this video for the first round.
Well, the problem is, right?
Oh, damn it! I used to have that using the Batman noise as music, but I didn't think he kept doing it, and he did. Damn it! Okay, I'm gonna have to add that one to the list. Go ahead. You go ahead.
What was I going to say now? Yeah, for anyone else watching this, they're not going to be enjoying the bearing videos because they're shit. and they're not playing the game necessarily. So what are they going to get out of this exactly? Like, this is fun for us. I don't see what anyone watching this is going to get.
But now they're invested because you've got 4 in a row. You just need the slippery slope argument, Kevin. There's tension. This is what people
Exactly.
want. Drama,
Exactly.
human interest.
Exactly. This is like the Game 7 of the World Series. Not Game 7, whatever.
Now, just to be clear, he did, I think, both the zoom and the slow down effect. So I'm going to do an instant replay because I put zoom in effect and you said slow down effect, and I think it's both. So let's go in for a.
And she's better than a female competitor.
What?
All right. So there we go.
I don't think I have Zoom, do I?
No, I
No.
do.
Okay.
All right. So before we go any further, let me just get my next X all set to go. Obviously, this is, oh no, work in progress, people. So beta testing. I will, can I paste it still? Yeah, there we go. The real game won't be the same. Okay.
Exactly.
So
once this gets onto HBO, we'll have all this sorted. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Once we go on John Oliver with this.
Exactly.
What do you mean better than the female competitors? Surely you meant to say better than the other female competitors. You know, I can't help it. A small part of me hopes that this guy has a daughter who's into kickboxing, and that daughter finds herself head-to-head with Linda here, the latest trans woman to join the league at the next kickboxing championship.
There we go. Fuck it, I'm calling it. I've got a line. That's a slippery slope, motherfucker. There we
And
go.
you have to say the magic words.
Bingo!
Bearing bingo.
Oh, bearing bingo, of course. Sorry. Yes. Right. I'll save that and I'll try and screen share it if I can possibly do. Oh God, I'm not prepared for this. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Right. Right. Share.
I can't see it quite yet.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yes. There we go. I've got slow motion, misrepresents, lame joke, anticipating what will be said, hypocrisy, and slippery slope. Boom.
Bam. Bam in my face.
Indeed.
Damn. And it was even like 2 videos in. You got it in like 1.5 videos.
Well, again, it just goes to show that men are superior. Clearly.
Or that Bearing uses the same tropes over and over and over again.
And it's really fucking easy to get a line, yeah, because he's shit. But there you go. We can carry on playing and just see who gets another line or something.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I haven't really set up for us to clean up the card and start over again would be too much of a hassle. So if we could just keep going, yeah, you can continue to thrash me, but who knows, I might rally.
Okay, let's go best of 3.
Well, okay, 3 lines on the card. Oh, and you can count your old X's. How about that? Like if you build a new bingo out of your old bingo, that also counts.
What do you mean?
So
what are you talking about?
line, okay, you know how your line is across the bottom?
Yeah.
And
no,
let's
it's not.
say, oh,
it's the second line. It's the second line.
Well, imagine that you got the ones down for free space, the 3 that would help you connect for a new line. You would get to count that as another bingo.
Ah, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, so like, yeah, I'm with you. I understand.
Okay. Got it. Good, now that we're on the same page, I'll go ahead and start the video up again. So we had a slippery slope fallacy, didn't we?
We did, when he said that they're heavy. I mean, I hadn't seen this video, and I joked about him saying that Mike Tyson would enter the, and he actually did a boxer as his slippery slope. Brilliant. Because he's that predictable that I literally did a stupid joke thinking what would be the stupidest thing he could say, and he said it. Brilliant.
Oh, do we have any straw man fallacies yet? Because I do have that one.
Have we had a straw man yet? Probably.
Well, we'll watch for it.
Yeah,
we'll watch. We'll count that one for your slippery slope and see if he also straw mans.
But enough from us amateurs. What does this guy in a white coat have to say?
They've already had the benefits of having higher levels of testosterone than a female, and they're not going to lose that muscle mass in a hurry. You know, they're holding on to that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with your guy in white coat. I mean, this trans woman had 30 plus years of being a bloke, and all the testosterone and muscle mass that comes with 30 years of being a bloke. If I'm not mistaken, the hormones one takes in order to transition from a man to a woman does result in lower testosterone levels. But surely it doesn't reduce one's muscle mass, and muscle mass is going to be the thing that allows you to win weightlifting competitions by 20 kilograms.
Oh, I wish I had begging the question fallacy.
But
also,
we don't.
No, not on this list. Let's see. Also, there was he just made an empirical claim about those things, and I don't see any sources.
Yeah, that's no sources listed.
Yep.
I don't have that one, but you do. So
well, I do. That's the one I do have. So yeah.
You went awfully southern then. That was quite nice.
Okay, video on.
What do you think?
Oh, that's the end.
That's the end. That's always the best bit of a bearing video, anyway.
So also, in order to avoid straight up, copying his videos, I will edit out like some parts of it. So if you want to see the full video, I will link it in the description box below. Yeah.
Also, it shouldn't matter anyway. I don't personally. I mean, he might be vindictive enough to do it, but it should be okay under fair use because we're obviously doing commentary and analysis and humour and all that bollocks. So
yeah, but that TV interview, I could cut out almost all of it except for the last 2 seconds, and you'd still get it. So I just I try to only use what I have to make something make sense in my fair use. That's just how I do it. But you're right. Other people, if you're doing parody and comedy, it's fine. Okay.
Also, you've missed one. You've got homophobic slur and you've not marked it in.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, there it is. Mine are everywhere. Mine are just messy. Okay. Let me paste it up. You ready for it? Let's see. I'll kind of scroll down here. I'll load some more. Should we go into some older videos, maybe?
Yeah, let's go into some older ones. I think he's possibly learnt some of the lessons in recent videos and not put like insults in the title to make it obvious.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice scrolling through these video thumbnails because you think there's lots of people I like.
Yeah.
There's Tim and Steve and Christy and Lacey Green. That's nice.
Garrett, yeah. All right, so here's a nice big one full of things. Okay,
right.
So I will close my eyes.
Where are we?
Where did I end up? Okay. I'll go over. I'll skip the one about me and go to meet Tony the tampon, Marina the menstrual cup, and Patrice.
Okay. I'm going to go with menstrual. What, Michael the menstrual cup or something. That's got to be insulting the title, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Let's call that before we start here.
Insult in the title. I can't really see the thumbnail. It's quite small.
Yep. I'll go back to it. Check it out a bit more. It's also at the bottom of the screen, so I'll make it a bit higher so that it's easier to see. I think I have to go down 2 though. Where was it? It was after my robust feminist argument. There it is. Meet Tony the tampon.
Is that
Marina?
Okay,
I don't know if they're
insulting?
characters.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
it might just be the artwork. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. But get it ready though. It might be applicable.
Panel we looked at a while back called Queer Kid Stuff.
Hatefulness and meanness may have won this election, but love and kindness are so much stronger.
There's something a bit weird about how doctors assign gender to babies. That's because there aren't only boys and girls, and because not all people identify with their assigned gender.
Oh, so the doctors are wrong sometimes?
Yes, Teddy. Girls still aren't paid as much as boys for the same job.
Wow, that seems...
I guess for his audience, all this stuff is supposed to be making them increasingly angrier, right?
I guess so.
Like, oh, outrage, outrage. Oh, more outrage, outrage.
Would we say that's poisoning the well?
I think poisoning, well, you have to do it in your own voice, so
Yeah.
not quite.
Oh, okay.
I think this is just pandering.
Okay.
That's not on the card.
Unfair.
Yes, it is. And that's why we need feminism and feminists.
Well, the guy from the Huffington Post who so actively pushed queer kid stuff, Deputy Editor for Queer Voices, James Michael Nichols, has brought us another gem from that girl with an opinion. So I'll let her tell you what it is.
The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book. That one guy would love that.
Does that count as incredulity? The open
No.
eyes, just the, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's implied visually, but it's not stated, so I think it's unclear.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I'm gonna, yeah, we'll have to talk about reactions, not just what how to handle.
and what's really especially odd is that it's a reaction from a cartoon, so it's not even obvious what the fuck's happening. It's just a picture of a fucking bear.
Yeah.
Only this time it's a picture of a bear that he didn't steal from someone else. Well done.
That guy would love it.
But just really just gently rub your face up against her vagina, smell her juices, get all of that going.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, who knows?
Wow. I guess in his mind these things connect.
Yeah, probably. I think to be honest, at this point it becomes poisoning the well because it's just not even doing anything. This is just nonsense.
You're winning me over.
But well, we'll leave it for now and let's.
Yeah, I think you're really close.
Get all of that going all over your face, bro. That's gonna be so wonderful for you and for her. You don't have to don't be don't pull a cannibal corpse on her and start biting her vagina or some shit. But just be gentle,
yeah,
be seductive, and be sexy about it. Whisper to her vagina, talk to her vagina, seduce her vagina.
Okay, I have a number of.
Oh God.
Can I just say, on behalf of all women and anybody else, don't whisper, don't talk. That's a little too far.
And I just said, but obviously don't bite it. What the fuck's wrong with you? What? Well, does that need to be explained to people? I thought that was taken as granted. But
okay, so is this like Shiny Object Day or something? Over here we had a coloring book that some person randomly made. Apparently people are supposed to be outraged about that, and that somehow connects to this clip of a guy giving very mixed advice on how to handle vaginas. He had some good advice, he had some terrible advice, so
yeah, I mean it was a mixed bag.
All right, I'm going to see how he tries to pull this together.
Regarding that clip, does he treat the vagina and the girl who owns the vagina as two separate entities? Like, does he get down there and say, "Hey, sup, good to see you again. How's she been treating you?" I mean, should the fact that he's whispering to the vagina suggest that he's trying to keep the conversation private? Does he expect, and more importantly, does he ever receive an answer? Does he pick up on unfinished conversations with the vagina? What does he talk about?
I think we have straw manning fallacy at this point.
I think we definitely have a straw manning fallacy, but I also, I don't know. Is it a sexist joke to us to say that it would be interesting if she got an echo? But never mind.
Did he say that? I missed that bit.
No, he didn't say that. That was a joke that popped into my head, and I thought that's probably a bit sexist. I don't know. But I said it anyway, so there, because I'm just a fucking rebel.
All right.
Straw man, yes, right, we've got straw man.
Yeah. Okay, carrying on.
I mean, I've never really considered what types of conversation would be appropriate to have with a vagina. Does he stick with small talk? Because the idea of commenting on the weather or the big game on the weekend to a vagina seems bizarre to me. The idea of commenting on anything to a vagina seems bizarre to me. I'd love to get the answers to these questions. But anyway,
I need a new category. Unfunny joke.
Oh, but the thing is that you could do that straight away. I don't think other than maybe once, I think Bearing ever made me laugh. And I think that was unintentional. So I mean,
yeah, but it happens so often though. I got to put that in there as a category. So yeah, that's one that's consistent. All right, back to the video.
Dragged us off topic.
The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book.
Did he just say vagina guy dragged him off topic?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm not going to say something that he didn't
Well,
say.
And I can't help but think that you dragged Vagina Bloke into it in order to drag everyone else off topic. But yeah.
Yeah, just want to make sure he actually.
Vagina seems bizarre to me. I'd love to get the answers to these questions. But anyway, I've dragged us off topic.
Okay. Yes, he has dragged us off topic.
Okay. Yeah.
But why? Why? You know, there's. Can I just point out, like, when you write an essay at university, one of the things that I could use to tell that somebody did not do any of the research necessary is that they would have long paragraphs about things that have nothing to do with the question that they're supposed to be answering.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. A, if you know your topic, you shouldn't be being dragged off course. And B, why would you be getting dragged off course if you weren't doing it intentionally? This isn't live. You pre-recorded this and edited it together. You shouldn't be getting dragged off course.
Yes, precisely. And the other thing too, like his questions were just, you know, this clip itself was funny. He didn't need to like try to make a joke on top of that because he wasn't going to get a better laugh than the guy himself.
Yeah, you notice we laughed at the guy saying it, but then when he started, you just think, well, yeah, like we got that joke. But we understood, even though the guy wasn't saying it to be humorous, we understood it to be humorous because we're intelligent adults. You don't need to fucking ham it on 1,000,000 times over. Just leave it.
It's like the guy who, when someone tells, or a girl, someone tells a funny joke and they just keep repeating the punchline over and over again, like that's going to make them funnier.
Yeah.
Like, the punchline's already been told. Just move on. Or anyway, so call me advice, Baring. Like, cut your clips. Like, don't ham it up. Okay, back to the video.
Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a period coloring book, comes from genderqueer artist and menstrual health educator Cass Clemmer and seeks to destigmatize periods for people from a young age while providing a safe, instructive way to introduce the concept that menstruation isn't something that's limited to just those who identify as female.
No, menstruation is something that's limited to those who are female.
Clemmer.
Well, we've already got transphobic stuff, so I don't know if you can do it twice.
Yeah.
So that's already, you just got to give that a whiff. So
recently spoke further with the Huffington Post about the adventures of Tony the Tampon.
Okay, this is really boring, so I might as well cut in at this point. Insult in the title. You've not marked it.
Oh, what do you think? The character is Tony the Tampon. Oh, and Marina the menstrual cup. I don't remember that one coming up yet. But you're right. This is boring.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get one that's a straight up insult in the title, so I'm kind of saving it for that one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna he's just got her video up here, basically. I'm just looking ahead, and it's still her video, and it's more of her video, and then he finally comes in. So I'm gonna skip ahead because we're not here to critique.
That's a fair chunk of someone's video unchanged, isn't it?
Well, it is fair use if he's commenting on it, but it just gets kind of boring. You might as well just go watch her video at that point.
In reinforcing the norm that only women get periods.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to be complicit in reinforcing the norm that only women get periods.
When we presume that menstruators are all women, we make the mistake of excluding other folks from conversation about their own health. So I created Patrice the Pad. That's a terrible, awful name. Marina the Menstrual Cup. Sebastian the Sponge. And Tony the Tampon.
What was funny about that? I missed.
I don't know. Is he 6? Oh, they said menstrual and tampon. I think that's basically what it boils down to. He's a fucking child.
It's fun playing this game with you, but I wouldn't want to play it on my own because the videos. You need someone else to talk about how bad it is with.
Yeah, it's like this is a sort of very, very weirdly constructed version of Awful Movie Night.
Yes.
Where you sit around watching shit with someone who's equally sort of in the know about how shit this thing is. Basically is what this is turning into, which makes for brilliant fodder if any of the major networks are listening. So give us a ring.
Ding-ling. All right, back to hopefully he comes back on here again because he just went back right to her video after his clip. But
yeah, he's played basically. It might sound strange, however, but to anyone who doesn't make content, you can't just play massive chunks of someone's video, then laugh for 2 seconds, and then play another chunk of their video. That's essentially theft. You're not doing anything. You're not commenting on it. You're just playing her video.
And laughing at bits of it.
Yeah, that's... yeah. I mean, technically that's kind of commentary, but I think you're taking the piss a bit.
Yeah, it's a very loose application of commentary to cut in with laughter and incredulity. What? An incredulous look. This sounds like it might just be music now. Yeah, it's just got pictures. Okay, so
His videos contain nothing. He doesn't actually produce content. It's ridiculous.
So just going through it, screening, right? So by 9 seconds in, there's somebody else's video.
Then there's still more of someone else's videos. He's there for a few
talks about a guy.
Then it's her video and his video. That mental case. Then he speaks for a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Then there's a massive chunk of her video with him not commenting at all. Then he laughs for 2 seconds, and then she's back. And then it's him for a second, and then it's fucking cartoons that someone else drew with presumably music that someone else made. What? But then
I didn't really expect to learn this much.
4 seconds of music that he did create at the end. Well done, Bearing. You've contributed a lot to that video. Fucking hell.
All right. So how are you doing, by the way? How's your card looking?
How am I doing? With the card, not with the ennui, because the ennui has gone through the fucking roof. I'm. Oh God, where am I? I've got my line. I've marked insult in the title. Fuck it, I can't be bothered. Homophobic slur and straw man. So I'm nowhere near getting another line yet. Well, actually, that's not true. I've got, if I can get fallacy of composition, I've got with the free space a diagonal.
You're doing so well.
I am.
Okay.
Although you're not desperately for you said got poisoning the well. See, you should have given yourself poisoning the well. And then you've only got Bearing drama. Never mind.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to more well poisoning. All right, so we're going to do one more video?
Yep.
Okay. So do you have any preferences? Should I start scrolling? I'll unload a bunch and I'll scroll down and you can tell me to stop and then we'll pick the video from there. Add another element of chance to the game. That seems like enough.
Okay.
No, that's all right. Right. I'll scroll up and down. You say stop, and then I'll stop on whatever video I'm currently on.
Stop.
My message to Australian feminists.
Well, that should be fun.
All right.
We've still not got insult. I'm counting insult in the title. Fuck it, because he clearly thinks that Tony the tampon is a humorous fucking thing for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we got retarded feminists at Rutgers University, so it's out there, but.
Yeah. That's a point. He hasn't said the word retard yet, which is for him. It's like I thought he was allergic. Yeah, I thought he was allergic to not saying these words. I thought that was it was like his sustaining life force was to say these words, otherwise he'd shrivel up and die or something.
Melt. Yeah, no, I mean those were the first words I put in the list. But he's really cleaned up his act.
Well, now he's talking about feminists, especially Australian feminists, who we know. Anyone who's watched his video, he did it quite early on in his career about Clementine Ford, an Australian feminist. Yeah, he got very, very angry because a woman was saying things that he didn't like. Oh no!
This might be the one where we get the C bomb dropped, so we'll see.
Well, yes.
Ever since I started making YouTube videos...
Oh, I have a question. Can I use Bearing's fair use notice as my fair use notice?
I don't see why not.
It's fair use inception.
Well, not just that, but you should use it, but give us some sort of critical analysis of it, so that it's fair use of the fair use notice.
Right. That's very inception. Okay.
Again and again, I've been amazed at just how much of a voice third wave feminism is given in everyday life.
I know it's absolutely unconnected to anything, but I like the fact that H Bomber Guy has a trigger warning, but before that he has a trigger warning for people who are triggered by trigger warnings, which is quite nice. That is good.
Yeah. All right, should I start this one again? Because I've cut it off twice, so I think I'm missing.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
And I'm sure there's so much vital information there from Bear.
Ever since I started making YouTube videos, again and again I've been amazed at just how much of a voice third-wave feminism is given in everyday life. For a movement that thrives on deceptive propaganda, tacky pleas to emotion, and outright lies, they have a
Poisoning the fucking well. Go away.
And hypocrisy.
Yes. Well, we've already got hypocrisy marked down, haven't we? But yeah, that's the most well poisoning fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Ridiculous. Right.
Right.
Significant voice when it comes to traditional Australian media and significant influence when it comes to government decision-making and spending. TV networks like SBS, which is partially government-funded, and the ABC, which is fully government-funded, appear to have become feminist networks shamelessly pushing the agenda of Australian feminism
What are you?
without providing any...
Oh, fuck off. They do this with the BBC as well. Go away. Just... Ugh. Anyway, sorry. It's just annoying. Someone was going on the other day on Twitter about SJW governments. What fucking SJW governments? What fucking world are you living in? Ugh.
Yes, it's all those feminists who get elected, right? Because they say they're winning because everybody hates us. So it's both true that we're in power and we're reviled.
Yeah, no, well, not just that, but we make up a tiny percentage of the population, which must mean we're amazing because we control all the government and all of the media, even though we make up 2% of the population. Brilliant. How does that work? We're like the 21st century. We're the 21st century Zog machine. It's amazing.
Okay, so on with the video.
Kind of opposing argument which could assist the Australian people in forming their own opinions. In similar fashion, Australian print media seems to have become an echo chamber of feminist propaganda.
Oh, go
with the
on.
likes of Clementine Ford.
There we go. Straight away. First mention. What was I going to say? Yeah, he doesn't seem to mind the fact that some of the biggest outlets are the Murdoch press in Australia that are incredibly anti-feminist and incredibly right-wing. But then again, he agrees with those outlets, so, that's fine, apparently.
Majority of people who hold positions in the media, in the CEO positions, the editorial positions, and in the broadcasting positions are men. You're noticing these women because they stick out.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting on with it.
Van Badham.
I was just going to say, it's the thing about, was it when you're used to having the majority, equality seems like oppression.
Yeah. Look at these 5 women. There's as many women as there are fingers on my hand. I think there's 5. There might be 6. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out.
Well, I don't know, because I'm guessing with the inbreeding in his Bogan family, I imagine there's webbed hands going on or something, so I don't know how many fingers Bearing has. Or does he have... No, he has paws. Of course he does. He has paws for catching salmon at the waterfall.
That's it.
Tara Moss and Geraldine Doog writing for major publications and networks right across the country.
Wow, 5 women and how many millions of people live
Not
in
just
Australia?
that, but they're writing for major publications. So, wow, you found some women that are writing for major Would you have them be all male? What's the point he's making?
Kevin, what? Come on, you're acting like they have a right to free speech. That they have a right to have their opinions written down and then published somewhere.
Well, female suffrage will be the end of mankind, clearly. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, let's see how this continues.
To give you an example of the absolute shit they spew at the public, here's a clip of prominent Australian feminist Clementine Ford giving a TEDx
Has it done we've been going just over a minute, and it's been basically all well poisoning and I found 5 women in the media. That's all he's given us in a minute. There's been no information. There's been no argument put forward. There's been no setting the scene. It's just bitching. That's all he's doing here.
I might need a category that's just wah.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's it. Fucking man-babyish whinging. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, and obviously if people who watch this video have other ideas, put them in the comments. We'll get the deluxe edition with as many different varieties of cards and tropes as we can find. So
surely something he said so far in this first minute counts as an ad hom as well.
I'm sure they're coming. I can't remember anything in particular. So unless you want to go back and watch it, we have to
No, I don't know. He's going to spewing shit or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because I already won, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Anymore.
You just want to win again.
Exactly.
Rape culture back in 2013.
Yay, rape culture exists everywhere. We can all share it.
All right, so that's definitely at home because he's basically insulting her, mocking her,
making her sound like a chipmunk. Yeah. Actually, a thing that they've started to do more and more. I saw it with the Chris Ray gun thing. I put it in my video. One of the quote unquote arguments he was making to try and ad hom the people he was talking about was to make their heads big on the screen. Brilliant. That's the intellectual level you're working at. He inflated the size of their heads to make them look silly. Oh God, it's depressing.
Yeah, that's a really rational argument. They should really pat themselves on the back for the fact that they stick to evidence and facts.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the chipmunk mocking.
Hey, quality rape joke, Clementine. Good one.
I'm uncomfortable with the fact that because of the work that I do, I stand in front of an audience.
That wasn't a rape joke. It was a rape culture. I guess you could say it was a rape joke in that it was about rape culture, but she wasn't actually joking about rape in that way.
Yeah, they do. Anyway. They do this. Like they constantly going about the jokes that Sarah Silverman does about rape. Well, yeah, but they're jokes about either at the expense of the rapist or to point out something about rape culture. They're not like the rape jokes that pricks like you do. It's oh, let's laugh at the victim. Oh, fuck the victim. Oh, but what about the male victims of rape? Like, do you not see the cognitive dissonance there involved? No. Okay.
Okay, back to the video.
Like this, and I automatically think, which third of this audience has experienced sexual assault or violence or rape?
Clementine, where the fuck do you get this number? I mean, a study of sexual violence on college campuses in the US, which was later labelled as untrustworthy by those who conducted the study.
Okay, why isn't he looking at Australian data?
Why would he need to? That would be relevant and pertinent to the point. Why would he need to do that? That's silly.
I mean, he's talking about Australian feminists. This is an Australian feminist talking about rape in Australia or rape culture in Australia. And he's citing statistics from an American study rather than actually looking up his own country's statistics. How can she be wrong if he... Why would she be wrong if he's citing a number from a different country?
That you're making the fatal mistake here of thinking that he might actually give a shit about intellectual integrity. Right. He's just spewing. He's just throwing enough shit at the wall and hoping something will stick. He doesn't care.
And we already have it, but I just scrolled down to see if he cites that study or the original study or the critique of that study or who did it or anything else. And I don't have.
But he does have. He does have an amusing list of anti-feminist Australian YouTubers. So.
Yes, he does have that.
Yay, activism.
These are the links that he has cited at the bottom. I'm just going all the way to make sure I don't miss anything. And the harassment notice there. But it says links and sources, Frank Media, Australian social media statistics, the battle for audiences as free TV viewing declines, year-olds watching more YouTube than TV, magical newspapers take a hammering in circulation figures, and then a link to the Australian rape statistics at Wikipedia.
Oh wow! It's wow, that's incredible.
And
I imagine how this is how the CIA gets its information together as well.
And then there's a whole, as you pointed out, rather than being the first thing he puts there, he's got his links to the other people, and then it's like there's some gaps, and then his other thing. But anyway, at least there's some links, but not to the thing that he just talked about here. Which, if he's going to question a study, or claim that a study was questioned by its own authors, then I think there's an obligation there to actually put the author's own critique of their study, because it's important to understand what they said was good about it as well as what was bad. He's leaving a false impression that the author said, hey, we went through the peer review process and we did all this stuff, but actually don't believe us. So, all right, that's the social scientist in me coming out.
A geek.
Ridiculous one.
A geek, that's what she is, audience.
As proudly.
In five-figure, then for no other reason than the desire to make their propaganda a bit more effective, feminists pushed.
We've got a appeal to motive fallacy. I think we had that there. I'll go back just a little bit so we can hear it again about what we're trying to do.
This number. I mean, a study of sexual violence on college campuses in the US, which was later labelled as untrustworthy by those who conducted the study, gave us the ridiculous 1 in 5 figure, then for no other reason than the desire to make their propaganda a bit more effective.
Yeah, that's appeal to motive.
Oh, how am I doing? Oh, dang. I have to say, I'm not really coming up with anything that's going to get me to tie with you.
Well, it's not. You're not going to get bearing drama in this one, I don't think. So, well.
Yeah. Oh no, redo. I'm losing some of my X's. Anyway. Okay, so let's go with the video, and I can handle my editing on my own.
Feminists pushed this figure to 1 in 4. Now Clementine would have us believe it's actually 1 in 3. Well, in reality, much to Clementine's annoyance, I'm sure, the occurrence of rape in Australia has been significantly declining.
Now, did she say rape or did she say sexual assault? Or I would have to go back, but I'm wondering if he's... it's not a square in here, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I would want to actually check to see that she said rape and not sexual assault or sexual violence or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then he's got some statistics up here. Oh, go ahead.
In 2003, there were 91.6 reported rapes per 100,000 people. Fast forward to 2010, and the number had decreased to 28.6 per 100,000 people. That's around 0.028% of Australian women. Now,
in that year.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime thing. It aggregates over experience. Yeah. Okay.
Now, I realise Clementine meant which third have experienced sexual violence or rape over their lifetime.
Oh, wow. Hey, high five there, Bering. You did that all by yourself. I'm so proud of you.
It's like he's almost a sentient adult now. Well done.
And annually, 1/3 is beyond ridiculous. Fuck.
What? Did he try to even... Okay, wait. Did he just like... Okay, hold on. Go back.
Per 100,000 people. That's around 0.028% of Australian women. Now, I realise Clementine meant which third have experienced sexual violence or rape over their lifetime, but at 0.028% annually, 1/3 is beyond ridiculous. Fuck off. You pulled this number out of your fat ass.
Fat. We got fat. Right. Before we even get to the point, yeah. Let's mark down fat. There we go.
Fat.
Right.
We've got fat.
We've got some sort of heavily pregnant donkey situation.
Oh yeah, that's got to be something else.
Yeah, Bering. That's absolute conflation and moving the goalpost halfway through there, because you were going on about rape statistics, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then he said rape and sexual assault. I'm sorry.
What he said was that
you can't cite statistics from 1 year and then say, oh, therefore, X other percentage over their lifetime would have had it, and you can't say that the statistics just for rape and not including other sexual assaults means that you can't get to 33%. Now, I don't know whether 33% is true or not, or whether it's even close to true or not, but your way of trying to knock down that argument is fallacious in the extreme and incredibly dishonest.
Yeah, he basically said, okay, here are the maths for this one little cross section. And then said, oh, for you to do the maths in order to get to 1/3, it's impossible. Well, show us. Show us the maths don't work. If you had a creationist on here talking about Noah's Ark, and you just said, oh, well, the amount of heat that it would take from the sun in order to evaporate it would kill everybody, show me the maths. And you'd have to do that. You can't just assert something without evidence as evidence against what you think is somebody asserting something without evidence.
Yeah. Otherwise, I can say, well, actually, it's 200%. Fuck it. I'm pulling stuff out of my arse, just like you are. I've got just as much evidence as you have.
Now, wait. He might actually pull out the numbers now. Maybe he just wanted to make his point and insult her unnecessarily, and then he's going to actually back it up.
Well, that's interesting, but given that he hasn't linked it below, means nothing, because he could, again, just be making it up. So we have no idea.
True.
Thanks to all this feminazi influence, the Australian government...
Feminazi?
$30 million
Oh, God.
Oh, I don't have feminazi on there.
You don't have feminazi, but that still counts as ad hom and poisoning the well. I don't think we can have sexist slur necessarily, but...
Yeah, because it might be men who are feminists too.
Yeah. I think you've got to wait for either something like bitch or the C-bomb, because again, he uses it generally speaking against women.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Campaign tackling the country's supposed domestic violence epidemic. And when they say domestic violence, they mean violence against women at the hands of men. Because
wait, how does he know what they mean?
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't
That
at all.
would also be, yeah, making stuff up fallacy.
men are all evil cunts.
Oh yeah, more.
There we go.
Yep.
C-bomb.
Cunts. Yep.
Boom.
So how are you doing now? You want to show us your card?
And of course, yeah, okay. And of course that's a straw man, because I don't know any feminist that says I think all men are C. But there you go. Give me a second. I'm so fucking professional. Yeah. Boom. Can we see that?
Yes, I can.
I just need retarded, and I've got a line, and I just need fallacy of composition, and I've got a diagonal.
Ah, you might get it. You might get both of
So-
those in this one.
Possibly. It's not impossible at all.
It's nice to know that those in control of our tax money are spending it so wisely. I mean, look at this.
I think for future, red herring as well. Just utter nonsense.
Oh.
Just throwing out any old crap that's got nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, like the vagina face talking
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, just stupid asides that don't take you anywhere.
So this apparently is like an anti-bullying campaign, and he's offended by. Oh no, it was the boy hurt her, and she was told he did it because he likes her.
Yeah.
That was the point. Okay. So apparently Baring's offended that girls shouldn't be told that boys who hurt them or hit them like them, and it's
Yeah,
that they show that they like them.
exactly. Acts of physical violence being associated in the minds of young children as something to be, as a sign of love. Basically inculcating a culture of domestic violence as they grow up. But apparently,
You'll notice it was the mother. It was the mother who told her this. So
Yeah.
there's a critique here about internalized values, patriarchal values.
yeah. But Baring doesn't care about that. Fuck that. It's the men's.
Yeah, more like more about the Benjamin's baby.
Well, yes, there's that. Yes.
Cha-ching. All right, so continuing. Let's hear his outrage.
What a load of fucking shit. If that was my family when I was...
Brilliant critique. Straight off the bat. What a load of fucking shit. It's like something you'd expect from the Royal Society debates or something. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the sped up version of that, and my reaction was just, you could say it, has a woman in there reinforcing to her young daughter that kind of stuff is okay. So, you could say, what are feminists going to say about internalized patriarchy and how it's our fault that we're the way we are? But no, he just came out with his really more incisive evaluation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was younger, my mum would have come outside and slapped the absolute fucking shit out of me, or chased me around the backyard with a fucking broom or something.
Well, okay.
Okay, so it didn't happen to him, therefore it never happens anywhere.
Or the idea that the way to handle this is not to sit boys down and explain, a boy who's doing this, for instance, or a girl who does this, if she does it to somebody else, about violence and other people's personal right to be free from violence and how we need to be safe and not hit each other. And his example was, well, you know how my mom told me not to hit girls? She chased me around the backyard and smacked me across the face and smacked me with something else. And then I learned
Exactly. Yeah, Baring's answer to stopping violence is the use of violence. Brilliant. That's definitely, yeah.
I'm just
Excellent
waiting for,
work.
you know what? And I turned out okay. That's good.
Yeah, oh God. No, you didn't. You turned out a right fucking arse. But anyway.
So let's just, and sort of not cut him off. We'll start it back a little bit and hear the full horror of his comments.
You're okay.
I went a little too far back.
What a load of fucking shit. If that was my family when I was younger, my mum would have come outside and slapped the absolute fucking shit out of me, or chased me around the backyard with a fucking broom or something. And that's if my sister didn't beat her to it. And I love the threatening look they had the boy give them, as if he's saying, "What cunt? Don't make me come in there and beat the fuck out of both you sluts."
Oh, sexist slur.
Sexist slur. Right.
I suck at my own game. I've got no game with my game.
It's really this game belongs to humanity. It's no one's game. No one owns this game. This game belongs to the ether.
The people.
Exactly, the people's game. Absolutely.
All right, so now that he's done a real deep reading of the meaning of the look that the boy in the commercial is giving, deep, incisive.
Yeah, so he put out way more insight into the look of the boy than on the whole scenario and the social implications of it.
Yes.
That was reduced to fuck off. That's bullshit or whatever. And yet the acting choice the kid made, or the poor direction or whatever of the fucking director of the advert. That gets some special attention. Brilliant.
You know what he's saying? Yeah, the boy's the victim here. The boy's been made a victim of these, message in terms of they're presenting him in this really evil way.
Yeah.
They're
and little did you
demonizing
know that boy went on to be Hitler. Yeah.
This incredibly expensive ad campaign isn't going to do any good. It's going to send a message to girls that they're pathetic victims, and it will send a message to boys that they're horrible, sadistic cunts by default.
What?
I don't know where he's getting that. I don't know where he's getting that.
Here's what this commercial said to me. Don't be a dick. Be dicks to people.
Yeah.
That's what it's... And especially, this whole idea that boys punch you or pull your pigtails when they like you is not a message that we want to tell little girls is okay, or boys. That's not how, if you like somebody, you're nice to them.
Yeah, it's almost like Bering's trying to defend an unethical status quo because he's comfortable. That's.
If you wanted to, yeah.
So go on.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to be all academic-y about this, if you look at human mating behavior, humans do play fight. So if you watch a couple, especially it could be at any point in their relationship, but if they are still relatively new, there will be, sometimes play fighting as a way to make contact, not with the idea of hurting, but just to have a physical connection. Or sometimes people will do that, play fight, and baby talk as a way to bond. So there is at least, there is in our evolutionary instinctual patterns of behavior, play fighting. But there's a difference between that and a boy who pulls the pigtails of another girl to the point where he makes her cry.
Well, there was a thing when I was a lad, way back in the distant past. There was a thing where boys used to throw rocks at girls. That was a thing that happened, and that wasn't seen as strange. I don't remember a boy ever being chastised for it, and yet I saw it many times.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I mean, there was.
And when I say rocks, I don't mean big rocks. I mean like stones, little stones.
Yeah, pebble things.
But still enough to have done damage. Yeah.
Yeah, they leave a bruise or whatever else. Yeah, I remember years and years ago there was that cartoon that was just a drawing of a girl, and it just says boys are dumb, throw rocks at them. Yeah. And I probably I laughed at the time, but upon reflection, you're like, I mean, yeah, I see the joke, but actually, now that I think about it, I don't think it's that funny. So there are other ways you can make that point without saying throw rocks at people. So
yeah, boys are stupid. Drone strike their houses. Simple.
All right, on with Bering's outrage.
Now I've painted a pretty shitty picture for you, but there is hope for Australia.
Yes, you have. You have poisoned the well with lots of shit. Yes, you have, Bering. Well done.
Look at this horrible culture where 5 women occasionally get their opinions published, and where a commercial might come on that says that boys hitting girls shouldn't be normalized as romantic behavior. Yeah, the sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Exactly. Men will be in cages at the behest of women within the week.
Yes. Sorry, it's just so ridiculous. It's full outrage.
Feminists seem to have a stranglehold on traditional forms of media here.
How? How, when we make up such a small percentage of it and everyone hates us? How have we got in control of everything?
Yeah, because we know all of those Australian media outlets are 80% women owned and women run and women editors and women writers and women presenters and women producers. I'm sure if we went to the Australian statistics, it would be the exact opposite of what you see in every other country in the world, because the feminists run everything in Australia. All those feminist men running everything.
Or maybe there are only, 7 journalists in Australia and 5 of them are female. Maybe that's the point he's making. Statistically, that would be a problem. So,
all right, I can't keep ranting, otherwise this will go all night. So let's get on.
But it's those traditional forms of media that are dying in the arse. Australian commercial television is taking a hammering.
what a weird turn of phrase that is. Dying in the arse. Is that an Australian thing? Dying in the arse.
Maybe for bearing things crawl in his ass and die. I don't know.
Wow.
It does seem weird to trip off the tongue, and he did edit this video. So it was.
Well, and in the bizarre thing, when bears hibernate, or certainly with certain types of bears hibernate, they create essentially a butt plug out of their own wool to stick up their arse so that they don't continue to shit while they're hibernating.
Well, maybe that's what he means.
Maybe that's what he's referring to. I doubt it, and I don't know if you can hear scratching, but that's Rory Cat's trying to get in at the door. He's an annoying little fuck.
Oh.
He can wait.
You want to go get him?
Okay. No, he can fucking wait.
So, that thing about the bears, is that made up or is that true?
No, that's true. That actually happens with certain types of bears. Yeah.
Ah.
So they make essentially what is a cork of their own hair and up their bum and hibernate. There you go. The more you know, something.
I was going to say, jeden Tag ein Schultag, every day is school day. Okay.
Declining audience. The number of people who don't watch any commercial TV is higher than ever before, and the decline only appears to be gaining momentum. Australian newspaper sales are seeing a steady decline of between 8 and 17% per annum. The Age, a prominent Melbourne newspaper, is now circulating less than 100,000 copies a day, falling below its average daily circulation in the year 1890. Even the online efforts of some of these feminist-influenced media networks are flailing. Clementine Ford's dailylife.com.au is only registering around 2 million.
Does that count as ad populum fallacy?
I think it is approaching the ad pop, because he's basically saying if people are leaving, then it's because it's feminists and feminists aren't right. So I think we're drifting very dangerously into ad populum fallacies.
Yeah. Because, I mean, for me, it doesn't. He's not drawn a correlation. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll make a point at some fucking stage in this dreary shite. But up to this point, he's not made a connection between the downfall of this traditional media and feminism. So far, he said these 5 feminists write for these newspapers, and some of them are failing. Well, across the board, all old what do they call heritage media or whatever, are failing because new media is starting to take a bigger slice of the pie, and they've not responded to it particularly well. So I don't see that you can make a connection between feminism and the dying of old media, because old media was dying presumably before feminism became this big problem for bearing. I am going to have to just quickly go and let Rory Katz in for a second.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him pattering away. And while you're gone, I'll just say that what he seems to be doing here is trying to link the appearance of these 5 women with the dickhead. He just got you. I'll wait for Kevin to come back and then give him a part about the cat. Who's the boss? Oh, isn't that here? Kevin's rattling around. So right. Just because these 5 women appeared doesn't mean that it has caused newspapers to go down. As Kevin was pointing out, these kinds of media are trending downward everywhere. So even if this, it's not even correlation equals causation. Like correlation equals causation is an example of if you look at patterns of ice cream sales and the murder rate, they go up and down at the same rate. So therefore, ice cream must be causing people to murder. When they eat more ice cream, they murder more. No, it's the temperature. There's the third factor, which is in the summer when people get more irritated, and there's more shootings and they eat more ice cream. So he's just trying to link, hey, I've looked at these 5 women, and this and here's media going down. And so I'm going to try to make these things causally related. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Well, you can refute his point by just pointing to the right-wing papers that don't employ feminists who are also declining.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why you make a prediction and then, based on a hypothesis, but your hypothesis has to be based on a causal mechanism. So it would be something like, if a paper employs a prominent feminist, they will see a greater drop in their circulation relative to the overall secular decline of online and physical newspapers being sold in a country.
But you're ascribing to Bering an intellectual honesty he does not possess and does not wish to possess.
That's true. I'm a geek.
You are. I think that's the. I mean, we didn't. I already knew it, but if your audience didn't by now, that's the one thing they've learned from tonight. Really?
Yeah, if I can on the spot come up with hypotheses to test causal relationships between the appearance of feminists, with controlling for other factors off the top of my head, I'm probably overeducated. So, okay.
Especially for one of the WOMs. It says in the Bible,
Yes.
Don't educate them.
Yeah, and everyone who thinks I have a gender studies PhD.
Yes.
None
Because
of the
that's their thing. I think that we have to invent a new title for this, something like the gender studies argumentum or something. The argumentum ad gender studium or something, because this is what they do. Anyone they disagree with that's got like a title, like a doctor or whatever, or like a PhD, they'll say, "Oh, well, you're probably gender studies." They have no idea what they've studied.
Yeah.
They're just going to say it's gender studies or women's studies or something,
Mm-hmm. Yes, because rationals. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the vid.
Visits per month. My YouTube channel alone gets over 5 million plays per month.
Ah, there's
There
your
we
ad
go.
pop, ad pop.
I anticipated. I anticipated by one sentence.
Yep.
I was one sentence ahead of you. You're that predictable, Bering. I know what you're going to say. That's how shit you are. Fucking hell.
It is pretty easy to tell.
So you've got lots of X's, but you're always missing just one or two for a line.
Yeah, I am. And how are you
I think
doing?
I just got lucky with the card. I've not got as many, but I only need him to say the R word for my second line.
Damn you! Yeah.
And if he then also says ugly, if he says ugly and retarded, I'll get a diagonal, which would make 3 fucking lines. Even though I have fewer, I think I have about the same number of X's and O's, but yours are just poorly spaced. The luck of the draw.
Yeah, I have more categories, but you have better placement, which ultimately is the more important thing. But yeah, it was luck of the draw on the videos and luck of the draw on the cards. So, exciting Bering bingo. Make your own at home. Okay.
Exactly.
Play with your friends.
Coming this fall on Fox. Coming this fall on Fox. Just after Family Guy's going to be our lead-in. That's all I'm saying. We're big time.
And then it's live Bering bingo / roast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Non-traditional forms of media are gaining popularity at a rate of knots. In April of 2016, YouTube had 14.25 million unique Australian visitors, compared with 13.7 million in April of 2015, 12.7 million in April of 2014, and 11 million in April of 2013. That represents an average growth of around 9.1% per annum. And it's platforms like YouTube that...
Why didn't he just say YouTube has been growing at 9.1 whatever % per annum for the last 4 years? Why did you have to read out every single number and then tell us the overall trend?
Yeah, it's almost like he has absolutely no experience with numbers, or he knows and has no respect for the intelligence of his audience, which would be fair enough. Although that would make him more knowing than I think he is. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. With YouTube, again, he's continuing the ad pop fallacy fucking bullshit, but also YouTube, people are watching shit. They're not watching like fucking journalism by and large. They're watching cat videos and fucking memes and Vine compilations and fucking PewDiePie's racist bullshit. That's what they're watching. They're not watching fucking journalism. It's nonsense to make the comparison.
Channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Baron
Yeah,
not a journalist.
Yeah, they're not. This is the thing. It's not a fair comparison because it's not the same fucking thing. It's like saying, well, again, it's like saying if ice cream sales are going up and newspaper sales are going down, therefore ice cream's better at journalism. No, they're not the same fucking things. That's a strange analogy. I should have chosen something better. But technically, this isn't being recorded, or this is being recorded but I'm doing this live with no script. I don't know if you can tell.
I thought it was a nice callback to my ice cream things, but you made
Exactly.
it funnier.
Yeah, I was trying to do a thing and it didn't really work, but the point stands. It's just it was a strange way of doing it.
I like the randomness of ice cream. I thought it worked well. Okay, so
Well, it's
continue.
better than just doing a vanilla one. Oh yes, that's a joke that works on 2 fucking levels.
All right, let's see if we can get your winning words.
That Australian feminists tend to avoid. Because unlike traditional media, the consumer and the public at large have the ability to respond and to criticise the bullshit they're fed. In fact, they can do it with an equally loud, if not louder voice. And if there's one thing feminists hate, it's criticism. Australia has a...
Says the guy that was taking me and Phil Moriarty out of context because we criticised him in videos. And so he basically just went, nah. But apparently he doesn't mind.
Baron can take criticism. That's why he's made that retraction video about the fact when his defamatory claims, So he can take criticism. He learns when he's been shown to be wrong multiple times by several people. Oh wait, no, he didn't do that at all. He's been not acknowledging any of the texts or tweets people have been sending him with evidence. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. That's my own personal thing. Let's get back to the video.
The rapidly growing contingent of anti-feminist YouTubers, people who, like me, are tired of having this relentless tirade of deceptive feminist propaganda thrown at them.
Wait. When one commercial is a relentless tirade of feminist propaganda?
Yes, because as we know, it's one advert means the end of the world or something.
Because feminists stopped all sporting broadcasts, right? Which are predominantly, watched by men. They stopped all that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And not just that, but why does he care? If normal media is dying, why does he care that they're putting adverts on normal media?
Yeah, it's just
it's a problem that takes care of itself, surely.
Yeah.
Let it die. Unless actually you're talking shit.
Yes.
And it's not actually having any real impact in the way you think it is, because I don't know. Again, it's difficult because we're arguing from a point of intellectual honesty, and he's arguing from the perspective of pandering to scum for money. So,
One commercial that you can turn over and watch something else means that feminists are just inundating you with their propaganda, a wall of it daily.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but there are 5 women writing for papers in Australia, so let's burn it all down, definitely.
Dangerous must silence.
And I think that's fucking fantastic. So I'm going to tell you about a few that I think are well worth checking out.
Oh, he's just going to plug his friends. So I think we can probably skip the plugging, see if he actually has anything relevant to say. Plug. He's got a red chair at the end. Oh, no, that's just his girlfriend. I never watched her stuff. I didn't realize that she was just him with a pink chair and a bow.
It is. Oh, no, it is literally back in the good old days when he was doing intellectual property theft on a mass scale. He was the bearing character, and the sugar tits character was him, but with the image flipped and with a pink bow in the hair. That was literally it. That was the distinction between the two of them.
That was the alter ego.
That's genius.
Again, anti-social media plays his own Sargon. So.
Yes.
And it does not make you a victim.
Okay, that last one, Danny Duchamp, he's actually from New Zealand. But the country's got a population of like 14, and it's not that far away, so I thought I'd include him. Most of these channels are under 1 year old, and together we've had over 32 million plays. Considering our country has a population of around 24 million, I'd say we're definitely providing the counter-argument that our country needed to hear.
Or you've got a circle of people who all watch the same content.
Also, you dickhead, are you assuming that all of those people watching you are Australian? Otherwise, what's the point of mentioning the population of Australia?
Yeah.
Because most of my viewers are American.
Yep.
So it has absolutely no impact, very little impact, in terms of the number of people in Britain.
Maybe he can't tell the
That's
difference.
ridiculous.
You know, in the other video, was it where he, or was it this video? They're blurring together now, where the woman talked about rape or some kind of sexual assault stats in Australia, and he cited American statistics.
I think that even though it was a million years ago in terms of time, in terms of this video, I think it was right at the start of this. What seems to be a fucking interminable piece of trash. God almighty.
Yes, I am kind of losing my
You wouldn't
sense of
mind,
how
but this has gone on forever, and we've skipped about 5 minutes of the fucking video in the shit links to fucking other Australian wankers. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And but that's not me saying all Australians are wankers. I'm just saying the list of Australians he mentioned are. So, there. Just in case someone goes, "Oh, you're anti-Australian bigotry," because I'm sure someone will.
Right. So yes, weird again. I think he's talking about all of their total counts, but as you point out, one, they're not just from Australia. So to make that comparison is crazy. And two, a lot of these people probably watch the same video. So one person will watch, say, 7 different channels. That's not 7 independent views. That's one person watching the same thing, same kind of content.
And of course, to compound the copying element of that is that you fucking arseholes all make responses to the same videos. So it's the same people watching the different videos on the different channels, but it's responding to the same thing, making the same points. So it could be, well, it's going to be obviously tens of thousands, but tens of thousands of people watching each other's videos, if that makes sense. So you're not reaching the massive audience you think you're reaching.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And especially in Australia.
Watch the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the video because you're going to make a comment, you might not watch it again. You're just there to make the comment, but the video is running or it counts as a click. So, view counts are also. I don't know if we're going to get you to your last 2 words.
So my message to Australian feminists is this. As we move forward and your traditional forms of media continue to die off and platforms like YouTube continue to grow in size and popularity, understand this. We are not afraid of criticism. We are not afraid of the truth. And we are waiting for you in numbers. You might want to get your shit together because we will expose your propaganda for the steaming pile of fucking shit that it is. Cheerio.
Oh.
So
He
close.
usually drops an R-bomb somewhere. I don't know how
it
we
might have
missed
been,
that.
he might have done it somewhere in the bits that we skipped because we didn't want to watch other people's videos to watch the in-between bits.
Oh, well.
But you still won.
I still won. Yes, just.
Yeah, you get the W. So.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'll claim this on behalf of all mankind. Mankind. Not woe mankind.
Yeah, women. They would have said woman.
I would like to dedicate this to all of my manly men people, and I would hope that this, as it's such a victory for mankind, I hope this makes lots of headlines on A Voice for Men. This conclusive victory for men over women.
Yes, this is the one that Paul Elam, the victory he will be writing about. Kevin Logan's massive, early and leading all the way through right to the end confidently victory. If they had kept on playing into overtime, he certainly would have won with the tactical advantage he had with the placement of his X's.
Well, not just that, but I was using O's.
Oh yeah, sorry,
because I don't know why. I just decided to be a contrarian dick, which is, And if you want more of that kind of contrarian dickery, you can go to my channel and subscribe.
If you wanted
what
to.
An advert, what a fucking advert that is. Sorry, go on. There's a lag, apparently. Apologies.
That's okay. I was just going to say that if you only had one card to play between 2 people, you could do X's and O and alternate between X's and O's, one for each player.
Yes.
And see who got
yeah, again, when we get a multi-million-dollar budget from the TV studios, we'll hire some people and they'll sort this out. We'll have minions. It'd be fine.
So now I guess we should probably do some kind of outro interview. Like when you came into Bang Bingo, do you have any idea what it would have been like to play?
I had no idea because I still don't really understand it. It's confusing, and his videos are so mind-numbing that it becomes difficult to concentrate.
But the
And
game.
frankly, I just want the game. The game is brilliant. The game is brilliant, but Bearing's videos make me hate him more. So.
Well, okay. So good on the game, but bad on the content.
Yeah, I had a great day. Thank you for inviting me.
This was fun. And your customer review had some, mixed criticisms. I appreciate that. We'll see if anybody else has comments that they want to put in the comment section below. But otherwise, Kevin, what's the next thing coming up on your channel? I know there was a great guest appearance that somebody just put in recently, but what's your next video?
Yeah, I had an American traitor living in Germany. She did a brilliant version of my Trump Dump episode. One Dr. K. Winters, I believe it's pronounced in Germany.
I think I've heard of her.
Yeah. She's exceptional. But oh God, how am I going to turn this into a joke? Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a live stream about the terrorist attack that happened in London. So tune in for that. That'll be a barrel of fucking laughs, definitely.
Are you doing it on your own, or are you going to have some guests on?
No, I'm gonna just open up because of the flag. I have to do it on my backup channel. But if you want to, you can subscribe to the backup channel and watch it live, or I'll re-upload it to my main channel. And I'm just gonna open up my heart and let some shit fly because I got some thoughts, and that's basically what I do.
Well, everyone should go and check that out. Kevin's stuff is always fantastic, and thank you for being the guinea pig for the beta male testing of the Bearing Bingo game.
Well, I'm glad that I could have been the beta in this scenario.
And on that bombshell.
Oh, nice Partridge reference to kill it. Nice. Aha!
Well, guys, I've been Christy. You've been awesome. Yeah, go check out Kevin's channel and his backup channel and his other videos and anti-social media and anybody else we name dropped while here. Thanks for watching and talk to you later. Bye-bye.